Hello everybody. This video when I want make una watch so now about the interview we be say the grant Peter Obi. Make una dey hear interview. This interview with the grant Peter Obi now the talk of town. This interview is full everywhere for social media. Make una see question and make una see the way Peter Obi take dey answer all the question. Even Peter Obi talk and read there say corruption na be the easiest thing to treat for any country, my people. I look this man when he talk, the matter tire me. I say, sure. Hey, so president fit dey talk, make they hear am like this, okay? Like you go to interview president, you go to talk, go fit dey explain things. No problem, make una no hurry, because I go give una the opportunity to watch this interview, whether they interview Peter Obi. So on a good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on the place and the time we go to come across this video. I greet all of you once again. I beg, if you know say you're new to this platform, you never subscribe, quickly smash and hit that button when they say subscribe. If you already subscribed before, I say thank you. God Almighty will bless you for me. Don't forget to press the like button and the notification bell, so that anytime when I put any program, you're there among the very first people you will see them. Make una say they follow me, they share my video. And if you get anything, any opinion where you want to talk about this matter, you want shook mouth, I beg try to leave your comment for the comment section. If you watch this video finish, follow me, share out. Make people come hear how Peter Obi could take change our country. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.
Yes, so you don't boss, so you don't boss, my people. Everybody has to watch this video. Everybody I beg, make una watch this video.
As people contest,
I greet
who
as
among these do we trust?
Again, good morning, good afternoon, and
nobody
evening,
I can give you
time we for the watch me right now. When I welcome back to Ada University TV. Oh yes, so my people, everybody's supposed to watch this video. Everybody watch this video. When I remember the 5 people who say they kidnapped for North for Kaduna. When I remember those 5 people.
That is where I will not tell you.
When I
if
watch
you're talking about issue of
state
police or issue of this,
cry, my people. Hey,
for me,
the man talk
there's
and
no
read
reason why we should even have local government police.
10,000 naira for camp. That is number
there's
one.
There's nothing wrong in
number
state
two,
police.
People there will be say they supply
because
them
for me,
drugs.
every state should be able to
they
protect
supply
itself.
them drugs.
Period.
Another Nigeria.
There's nothing wrong in that.
Hey,
it will not stop us from setting the national police. Whatever we can do to secure the country,
for inside Nigeria.
I'll do it.
People there will be say they secure the country.
I'll do it. There's no, it is not negotiable because it is imperative
about this matter because the matter pass me.
In your trying to
don't be in a hurry because
attract
definitely I
investment,
give you the opportunity to watch this video, my people.
There's critical areas
when I watch this video,
attract investment.
I say, so Nigeria, they get other
your GDP.
Somewhere inside Nigeria.
Rule of law.
My people, the matter you pass.
All this have to be in
before
place.
You go,
not negotiable.
If you know, say you did new
whatever it takes
TV,
to ensure that this
you watch our video before. I beg, follow me, click
now,
and
looking at the
on
economy, the president of Nigeria and the constitution gives the executive a lot of power. The president
also,
is seen as the one that controls the country and the direction in which it moves. Looking at the 36 states of Nigeria, there are quite a number of states that are not economically viable and they don't bring much to the table. If you emerge president of Nigeria, you will be president without many states contributing.
So a recent report, I think about a month and a half ago, listed the fact that at least 30-something states in Nigeria received no FDI in the first quarter of the year.
Let me tell you, every state in Nigeria is viable. Nigeria is not a productive country.
How do you get them to untap that?
That's why I said we're going to move them from consumption to production. That's why I wanted you to call the states. You said Borno State. Borno State sits on 70.9 square kilometers of land. Land. Fertile. That can be used for anything. Even the Sambisa forest is about 60,000 square kilometers of land. And you say, they're poor. They're poor because we choose to make our states unproductive. Netherlands is 33,000 square kilometers of land minus water. Total food export, including winter last year, is $120 billion. Agriculture. So if Borno State decides to do 1% of what the land is $1.2 billion. At 600 is 720 billion naira, which is 5 times the budget of Borno State. It's just that we choose to make it unproductive. If they are productive, Borno State is 3 times the size of Israel. Israel is 22-point-something square kilometers of land. Borno State is 70.9 thousand square kilometers. And I can go state after state like that for you. If you want to, it's because we have an unproductive thing where we have not decided to engage. We've been living this life of for handouts on everything and everybody. The greatest assets of a country is land, human being. The human infrastructure delivers 4 times what physical infrastructure can contribute. Nigeria is a huge country of 200 million people that are not productive. That's why we have high unemployment. That's why we have this and this and that. And that is what we're going to turn around.
Well, you will be working within the framework of the 1999 Constitution and its exigencies, its exclusive and non-exclusive list and all of that. How would you carry along governors and people that are not pulling their weight?
The Constitution might have its own problem. But that Constitution is not what is keeping us where we are today. It is bad leadership. Notwithstanding the Constitution, you can drag everybody along. You can drag everybody yelling and crying and say, listen, we're going to get this. We can still make the country productive. You don't necessarily need to. Anybody will tell you, how you go, why do we have economic council? Economic council in the Constitution says the state and the federal government will meet once a month to decide the economic future of the place. And the biggest assets of the country, I said, when I mentioned Burundi, is the vast uncultivated land we have in the north. With the human being that is there. We're just sharing the little money that is coming from diminishing asset called oil. Oil is a diminishing asset.
It's finite.
Huh?
It's finite.
So, how much do we generate from oil annually? Because I know I used some language, somebody said, no, it was wrong. I said we were below 30. And somebody said well, it was wrong, that it was 47. I said, no, check it with the real rates, because they used to official rate. For me, the official rate is the one that is available for everybody.
I think this is a good place to talk about the fuel subsidy, because we're talking oil now. And the projection is that by 2023, we're going to be paying just under 7 trillion naira for fuel subsidy. It's a popular subsidy, but it's no longer sustainable. And many have said we never should have started it in the first place. If you were to become president, how would you deal with the subsidy issue?
Well, first and foremost, subsidy for me is a scam. I want you to put it in. It's for me, it's one of those things that happens in Nigeria when they say oil stealing, all these things. All these is something that is organized criminality that people are participating. So for me, do you know how much fuel we're paying subsidy on?
Consumption figures have always been...
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows actually. The whole thing is rather a secret. Who is importing the fuel? Who are we paying? What are we doing? These things have to be in the open. That's first. First is that people say, will you remove it? You know, you have to show evidence of why the need to remove it, What are we replacing with the remover? The problem you have then, the government have been operating in a situation where nobody can trust. There's no trust between the Nigerian populace and the government. So if you build trust, and people can see that things you're doing is transparent, you can be able to negotiate whether we can pay this level of subsidy and be able to use this assets, which we're not going to pay, to do this, to invest in this, to invest in this. But we cannot have a situation where in a year, subsidy takes more than what we put in the 3 most critical areas of development. If you talk about development today, you talk about Human Development Index. These 3 are life expectancy, which is health, education, and per capita, which is pulling people out of poverty. If you put what the Nigerian budget for these 3 items, so subsidy is more. So what are you doing? How can you be throwing your people into poverty and be paying subsidy?
So given the current economic situation, and we'll move into a larger conversation now, the Russia-Ukraine crisis has put pressure on all economies and governments worldwide. Food prices are up, food inflation is there, rising fuel costs, and we are seeing governments bring about some form of subsidies to ease things for their citizens. We don't know how long Russia-Ukraine will last. We're still coming out of the COVID-19 crisis. Is there a plan? If you are removing it, and as you said, replacing it with something, is there a place Nigerians can go to see an active plan you would put in place to deal with subsidy?
Russia-Ukraine war is actually telling Nigeria how unproductive we are. How can we be talking? I'm telling you that we have vast land where we should actually be cultivating and feeding the world. What is the size of Ukraine? How can Nigeria be talking about Ukraine? Have you flown around Nigeria? I've gone around this country. This is the only country on the air and land, and you see vast land, all cultivated, and people are begging for food. It's not seen anywhere in the world. Go and check Vietnam. They used to be the highest importer of rice in Southeast Asia. And they made a point that in 5 years, that will change. Today, they are net exporter of rice. These things are not rocket science. These things are what government can focus and say, well, listen, we now know we have to be tackle issue of agriculture. We now know we have to tackle issue of manufacturing. You know, these things are not difficult things to do.
Now, if you emerge president of Nigeria, you have so many ideas that you want to implement, and you need the National Assembly to pass legislation to push through your policies. Your party, the Labour Party, I don't have a crystal ball in front of me, but I could confidently say will not have a majority in the National Assembly. So how do you intend to pass a legislation without...
It's not the first time I'm experiencing. I was governor of Anambra State without one House member from my party. 30 members were from another party. 30 House members. I didn't say this one, Labour, maybe I'll even get one. In this one, I didn't have one. No senator, no local government. Everybody was from another party.
But Nigeria is a bigger scale. Yes.
If you put the right things on the table, people will follow you.
Regardless of party affiliation.
Forget it. Once they can see that you're doing the right thing, they will follow you.
But sometimes some of those right things are financial inducement.
No. It doesn't require. It doesn't require. Forget about. You're not going into corruption. No. If you're not stealing, nobody will take it. And I can assure you, can go to Anambra and verify. You have to take first before other people add their own.
So I like the point. I like the fact that you brought up this issue of stealing and inducement. So let's talk about corruption. Do you think Nigeria is winning the fight against corruption? There are a number of loopholes.
No, there's
sinks, drains.
There's no loophole. Fighting corruption is easy. I said repeatedly in all my interviews. If you, the principal person, is not stealing, your wife and children are not stealing, those around you are not stealing, you reduce it by 70%.
But your wife and children are not in positions of authority.
No, I'm just telling you, don't leave anything. They will be, somehow. I know how these things work. If they are not stealing, you reduce it by 70%. I have to add my own as governor. Before commissioner will add his own. Before pastor will add his own. And he goes on. Before it comes back for you to sign. And I've said it repeatedly. Go to Anambra State, where I was governor for 8 years, and show me one contractor, one supplier, who will say he sat down with Peter Obi as governor to discuss what he will give Peter Obi, or how to increase the price to accommodate Peter Obi. Go to Anambra State and show me where their money is missing, and they can trace it. Like they normally say, oh, this money entered this person's account. I was governor for 8 years.